Okay. Now these two files, once you extract them from Paycor, what's the message or what numbers you are changing or what numbers you are adjusting?
The numbers I manipulate is I combine the regular hours and the overtime hours together to create total hours for each employee. The other data that I use in here is I create a head count by store, broken out by full-time or part-time in their status type name right here. It tells me how many of each of those we have in each store, and I need to track head count. It's part of that labor report.
Okay. So you take the head count by store and break down by full-time and part-time. Okay.
That's all I do with this one.
Okay. What's the next step you do to generate that labor report?
After I add these two columns together that I actually use for a different report, I separate out part-time, full-time. I add the SAP, the store number, because this is not our store number here. I add the SAP here so I can identify by SAP how many full-time people and how many part-time people, and I just create a pivot to do that. Okay. And then I VLOOKUP that information into my labor and staffing report by individual store. These hours, once these hours are combined by employee, I use that data to help me create the revenue per hour that is on the second tab of the labor and staffing report, that the system should be able to do automatically if it works the way we want it to.
Okay. So labor and staffing report, right?
Actually, I should send you a new version because the version you probably have doesn't have everything we put on it now.
Okay.
It's constantly changing.
Okay, we don't have the tab 2. You want me to go and grab your laptop?
Yeah, I'll send one. Hold on, I'll be right back.
If you go to that in that folder where you have the shopper track, import files related to DSR communications and leaderboard, you will have one more small folder for labor calculation. So you will have those two files given by Don. No, they are done yesterday.
I know. I want you to stop it right now.
You keep this cup that side now.
Oh, sorry. It's mine. It's mine.
Oh.
Yeah. Am I not allowed to have it? Don't take my coffee away. I can't function like that. Okay.
So headcount by store and breakdown by full-time and part-time you are using in second tab of labor and staffing report.
Yeah, so if you see here, if you look at the report right here, and I'll send you guys this version. So this is what the labor and staffing report looks like today. Okay. This is the version of it. It's got the budget hours that I create, what they're using, what they're allowed to use month to date through however many days are in there. Hours they've actually used, so that's the data that I pull from the store hours report.
I have a question to you. Let's say a full-time employee has 40 hours a week. And do you also add some overtime hours to the
This is what they're actually clocking in the system. So I only use what they are actually clocking in the system. So this is their actual punch in, punch out. And it tells me how many hours stores have actually used to run their business. That's like real time data.
So how about you said you are also looking at the revenue that we have to pay out based on the hours, cost of the hours.
Well, no, I don't do that.
You don't do that?
Not in here. So this is, so let me finish this one out. So this is hours used, actual, which is the data from that other sheet that you have there. And then I break it out by individuals so they can see use.
Don, do you mind sending that file here? Because this session is being recorded. If we can go through that one here, we will have it.
Okay. So this one, okay, so hours used is the combination of regular hours and overtime hours from the store hours report that you have that copy of. That's the combination. And then here I just identify the individual types of hours, overtime training and PTO that could, just to see them individually. This month-to-date percent of hours is the column E divided by column D. It gives you your percent of what you've used based on what your budget is.
Okay.
This is revenue month to date from the DSR. So for this particular report, it is August 1st through August 24th, sales results. And then the month to date revenue per hour is sales divided by hours, gives you how many dollars per hour we generated. We pull the traffic in so they can see what kind of traffic clicks they have. We also pull in, so the clicks per hour, it's the traffic divided by hours. It's something that's in there. I don't do a lot with it yet, but it's not detrimental to what you need.
Okay.
This number, the month-to-date percent of hours, is the commissions piece.
Okay.
If they're below 90 or above 110, they don't get paid. So this is column I is your key spot there for people to get paid. And then
okay, if it is below 90 or above 110,
they do not get paid. They have to be between those two numbers.
oh, okay.
So, okay, so 90.01 to, 90, what is it, 109.999? Yes, that's what it would be, just like that. So then in here we've got the full-time and part-time that I was referring to, and when I create the pivot, it just does a count for me, and I pull that in. Each of these percentages is a percent based on their total head count that they have over here. So what does that look like, full-time, part-time? We have a mix that we're trying to drive to. And then this is their total head count, these two numbers combined. This is the budgeted head count that I give them, how many people we feel should be working in their store.
Based on the traffic.
Correct. And then this is their staffing level based on budget versus head count. So where are you compared to that? So that's the first tab of this page. So the second tab is the sales associate month-to-date revenue per hour, which is just a drill down by each individual employee that creates this is their actual revenue that they've created, the hours that they've worked, and just dollars divided by hours gives how many dollars per hour they're creating.
Okay.
That's it. I create that every Monday in this report, and it gets kicked out. So there's two different reasons. So the employee hours report, that's what I use this for.
Okay.
And this is a combination of overtime and regular hours as well.
MTD hours is a combination of overtime and regular
Correct.
hours.
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Now, based on the information, I think this labor reporting is feeding a couple of other reports.
The labor report goes into some of Rupa's other reports, yes. It goes into the operations dashboard. She just looks up it, that's not even a word, puts it in that other report. And I think Lindsay uploads it into the commissions, so it calculates for profitability.
This labor and staffing fed by DSR, ShopperTrack, and Paycor. So you are taking revenue from the ShopperTrack, DSR.
There's no ShopperTrack data. The ShopperTrack data is in the DSR already,
right,
so I pull it from there. I don't pull it separately.
Right. We are just trying to see what all files are giving the combination to get the labor and staffing report. So Paycor, those three are giving the labor and staffing preliminary report. Store P&L dashboard. Now, labor and staffing report is also feeding this store P&L dashboard.
Yes, it is.
Is there any other dashboard or any other report that is coming out based on this labor report that you are generating?
Other than, however, Lindsay uploads it into the system for paying people based on profitability. No. I mean, it goes into our operations report.
So now, when paying on the profitability means we are using again the same commissions and split formulas, right? So once these are uploaded, the formula
says pay them
structure.
or not pay them. For the profitability portion, there's three metrics they have to hit. It's this labor, it's VOC, and it's conversion. And if they don't, so she must load them all in there, and if they don't hit all three, they don't get paid.
Okay.
So organizations below market manager have to hit compulsory the key metrics.
Yes.
If
So-
market manager hits the three metrics, then
They get paid as well. So they have three, everybody has three metrics.
if market manager doesn't hit the
They don't
metrics,
get paid.
is it PPDSO that they get anyways 1%?
Oh, that's true, they do. If they miss, they get 1%, if they hit, they get 3%, that's true.
Okay,
That
so
is true.
this is market profit sharing we are talking,
Yep.
right? We will see traffic
This is at a
conversion.
store level, is that what you're looking at here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So this for the RSM.
yes. Yep. So these are the three metrics that they need to hit,
Mm-hmm.
in order to get paid.
Okay.
It's all or nothing for them.
So this report, sales associate month to date, revenue per hour,
Mm-hmm.
labor and staffing. These two tabs are generated based on the other two files.
Yes,
Store hours, employee hours report.
yes.
Okay.
And
Now
then the DSR, everything comes out of those three.
goals. Daily goals.
That's different. That's a completely different sheet.
Right now, you are setting the goals for each store.
Yeah, this is
And-
different. This has nothing to do with commissions.
Okay.
This is all about, this is a daily tool that they print off every day. It's got traffic in the background that I've forecasted for the month that
Mhm.
pulls into here.
Okay.
It does a calculation based on the conversion rate that I've given them.
Mhm.
And it works all of this out and what they need to sell.
Mhm.
And tells them, if here's what you need to do for today. If you hit this conversion, you'll do this in sales, blah, blah, whatever. And then it breaks it down by individual sales rep when they fill the bottom out
Mhm.
and gives each sales rep a goal.
Right.
So this is different from goals. It's to help them hit their overall goal, but it doesn't really have anything
So
to do with
this is for
commissions.
individual store.
Yes,
You'll set based on the goals what you are setting. They have to enter number of employees here, and
Yep.
it will automatically calculate and tell them
Yes.
what is their individual goal.
yep,
Right. So whether it is a store or a kiosk.
yes.
Now, how are you coming to? How are you giving the appropriate goals numbers to each store? How are you allocating the numbers?
It's based on traffic and conversion.
So-
So the quota file that I showed you, how I create my quotas, all the data comes from there. So if you go back into that file for a second, and then right click and unhide my data. So these are, data in here is based on traffic. So I look at the previous month and I up and down just like I do in my quota file, and I create that number for each store individually by day of the month. So when they log in, it automatically opens up on that day and pulls their traffic when they enter their store. And then this information is their conversion goal that we give them in that quota file, their application goal for kiosks because they're different, their dollar per box that's in that quota file. That's where that information comes from. So once I create that, I finish this.
So this report, where you are getting from?
I'm creating this,
You are creating this based on what files you are creating that one.
the quota file. And daily traffic that I get from the DSR.
Actually, traffic is coming from ShopperTrack, but it is fed into DSR, so you are taking it from
I take
DSR.
it from there because I don't
Right.
see the information that flows into the DSR. We don't get that.
Okay. Now, let's see the quarter file.
It's the one I sent you the other day that we walked through. would have been after all that, because we met on what day was that we talked about the quota.
All employee commission summary.
No, not that one. Oh, didn't we meet on Friday or something? What day did we meet? Friday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something.
I don't know if you put it something, but it was this version. So from this tab where I've created, remember we talked about the averages and all the stuff and how it calculates. So I pull in conversion and revenue per kit into that.
Oh, this is a file you have given me in USB. It has-
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Do you remember the folder structure?
Share that would be bad.
This one.
Yep. That's the one.
Okay, total books. Total
So
boxes.
it's from here. Go to this tab. All the data pulls from here. So if you go all the way over to the September, I pull in conversion and revenue per box from this file.
September conversion and revenue per kit.
Mhm.
Revenue quota. So all this report is basically coming from DSR.
Yes.
So you're comparing previous months, August revenue per kit, August quota, August trends. What is
Total
TBC?
box conversion. It's just conversion.
Okay. August traffic trends. And based on the
It's a
historical
2.5 month
data.
average, right? Yeah.
Okay. And you're setting the quarterly goals. Quarterly goals you're setting for
Monthly.
each.
This is a monthly goal. This is for September.
This for September. 2.5 months you're taking average
Mhm.
and setting the monthly goals, and that one based on the number of employees, full-time, part-time, filling that form, it is being divided or individual goals are set.
Yes.
Okay. Reports, do you have any specific reports or the sales leaderboard?
That I use for this or that other reports in general?
What are the reports that are generated to see the commissions and that are related to commissions and
The
sales?
leaderboard.
Only the sales leaderboard.
The other information for commission purposes is within the
Okay.
DSR that's calculating. I mean, and then the DSP report that's already in there. I mean, we can see performance across the board at all levels.
What is that? DSP?
Yeah, that's the regular
Daily
DSR.
sales performance. Okay. Okay. And okay. Dheeraj, do you have any questions?
First question I have is like, how to set the conversion percentages?
Mhm.
Like, see for example, I take just an example. In,
Mhm.
we have 8% conversion. This is application conversion.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, with the base file, we actually see this conversion percentage because right now we just define the master. Like, this should be to hit their goals.
That comes from the DSR today. So today, when we pull the DSP report and translate it into the leaderboard, all of this information, so the 8% conversion lives in the DSR. It's the calculations that's happening in that DSP today. And the VOC is the score that we pull into the leaderboard from T-Mobile. And the leader report obviously is, from that information that we just went through.
So we consider only the application conversion.
It's not, so for that particular conversion, that's not application conversion.
That is,
Was that a kiosk or was that a regular
there
market?
is a market manager.
See, that's not application conversion, this is box conversion,
Box
which is, total box conversion, which is the number of people that walk into the door. It's the number of people we actually sold to. So if I have 100 people walk through the door and I sold to 10, that's 10% conversion.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay. And this prime application conversion is the same.
So no, so this is for application conversion is for every applicant that we run an credit application on. So this is for kiosk specific only. Only kiosks are held to this metric because they don't have traffic. So you come in, you fill out an application for credit, you're a Prime customer, I sell, you buy something from me, that's considered Prime conversion. So that's different.
So can we, in other words, can we say number of credit checks performed?
It has to be on Prime only, and that information comes from the application report from T-Mobile.
Okay.
So there's a difference between Prime and subprime. We're looking for them to convert our Prime people.
Okay.
Because it's they're easier to sell to.
So application conversion we see only for the prime?
Application, yes, we only look at it for the Prime. In the report you see for everything, but we
Right.
only track for Prime.
Yeah, in application, in report of what we are getting from T-Mobile, we are seeing prime. There are four categories.
Yeah, it's Prime, subprime, like
Other,
business and something
Right,
else. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So it's we're only looking at Prime. We're looking at number of applications run, and then we're looking at the percent of Prime applications run to sold to get that Prime conversion.
Okay. So that means the Remote conversion on this prime application conversion is only for the kiosk.
Yes, only for the
Only
kiosk.
for the kiosk.
Only. Yep.
right, prime, biz, other, and deposit.
Yeah. Right. So
So-
deposit, subprime, other. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so other we are actually eliminating or we are unchecking because other is always zero most of the time.
Right. Yeah. It's we're really focused on Prime.
So app conversion, number of credit checks or prime credit checks
Right. And
converted.
to sold. Yes, converted.
So, so it's only to do. Okay. Now for the conversion. Okay, what's the, for the prime application, we know that we have this application conversion file.
Yep.
Okay. Which is only the base, nothing, no files which will be added or stuff like that.
No, just the base. Yeah, it's just the base. You don't have to do anything special to it. All the information lives in it.
Okay. And what is the conversion? What's the base file for that? If you say 8% conversion.
It's the currently it's the shopper track data versus the number of boxes sold.
Okay, so the shopper track data and the number of boxes sold.
Yeah, which comes from today. It comes from the DSR. It does the calculation automatically.
Now, we have the shopper track file. This one. Now, which is the column, which is the you see,
I don't know, because this is a different, well, it's total traffic. So whatever is the traffic count, this flows into the DSR today. So when I pull the DSP report, it shows me store X had 500 people walk in the door. It shows me that we sold 10 boxes, which means that we didn't do very well.
okay. So who is the person who are entering it?
No, no one enters that. That's a feed.
Shop it right there.
The people who are entering the shop,
Mm-hmm.
that is being attacked.
That is, yes, that's where you track the boxes. Yes, that's the transactions that we're capturing. So you have the feed from the stores, you have the feed from ShopperTrack. That does the calculation and gives you your conversion.
Who is the person?
So that is what conversion?
Total box conversion.
Total box conversion.
Yep.
So this
Number of people walk into number converted.
Yep. Are your computers on Indian time still?
yeah, that is what we did. So
That's fine.
only the box activation start, right?
Yes.
And for the prime application, as you mentioned, what's the formula for that?
It is prime applications run and number
Converted.
sold, not number converted.
This one, AppCom.
Yes, if that's prime.
Yeah, AppCom is on the
So you
prime.
would filter only by prime, so number of prime applications, and divide by activations.
Okay. So this is divided by this, only the prime ones.
Correct.
This-
That is box conversion.
It's
Oh,
that's
sorry.
application.
Application conversion. Don, what can you give us a simple in layman terms for a box? Can you define the box?
A box is a phone. Any phone that walks out the door with a with data and with data on it.
With data or insurance?
Yep. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to have insurance,
Okay.
but it definitely has to. It has to have a plan attached to it.
Okay.
A phone sold outright does not count as conversion.
Okay. Any
Accessories
phone,
only don't count as conversion
any phone sold
with a plan.
with a plan.
Yep.
And not with an activation.
That's an activation.
That is an
Activation is the
activation.
plan. Yes.
Now, based on today, what are the trade classes that are considered prime?
I don't know. A, B, and C. I don't know. Josh can tell you. That's a question for Josh.
Okay.
It's only the prime application. The conversion.
Like A, B, C, L, and O or something like that.
Yeah.
I think is what it is.
I'll check with him.
Yeah. Because if you filter here by prime, it'll tell you. Like filter here by just prime.
Yeah, because I was told that M also comes under
It
prime, but we
That's
didn't
okay.
see anything.
Yeah. I don't know how often an M comes up. So, but A, B, C, L, O, and maybe M. I don't know. Yeah, L's.
A, B, C.
The O and M are in this particular file, but we may see if you take another sample file, you may see some other options, but those for sure.
Now, we go with this labor one where you were talking about the favorite shopper type, DSR, stores, and employers. Okay, so what's the calculation? Now we have the calculation for the application conversion. Okay, we picked up, we went to this, I have to see all these things. That conversion file, we took out this account only for the prime people
Yep.
and the activation
Yep.
step.
Prime,
Yeah, and the same way we did it for the, let's see, the box conversion also. Okay, now if I see the labor hours, now is it like something, a base file which you define and the columns, and they just have a formula for it?
Yes.
Okay, what's the formula for it now? Labor and staffing report. And we have ShopperTrack, we have the DSR, and we have the people.
Well, I guess when you say is there a base file and there's formulas, I mean, there's a whole lot of data that's pulled into that template of the labor file that you have here. The formulas for, I create the labor budgets on my own, and I don't think there's any way that we can do that in the system systematically. It's just not a calculation that I think would work there. Because I create a number, it flows into this report. The calculations to, keep track of it, what they should be using throughout the month is this number. I mean, there aren't a lot of, there's not a lot of calculations. So I guess I don't. This number, so month-to-date budgeted hours is always budget, the total budget divided by 28 times the number of days in the month. So it's like a 4-week period that we're looking at. So if it was through the 24th, like I just did, that's what they should be using. So it's not really a flat calculation in there. That's why this one is really difficult. I think this one is going to be really difficult for us to manipulate and make work. There's so many moving parts in this.
What's the base, like, for example, now we have this labor and staffing report, right? Now, what is the base for calculating this, like, you say 90 to 100, like,
So it is percent of, so it's budget, hours used divided by budget.
Okay.
So these two columns create your month to date hours. So you can see the formula here. It is E divided by D because this is where they are throughout the month. So when we get to the end of the month and I close the month, this number is whole. It mirrors this. So it's E divided by D gives you percent of hours that you need to use, and this is your number. So that's the primary calculation to get to that.
Okay, so you said the hours, that's okay. XYZ should work for these hours and the hours they have spent.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
and then you give the percentage.
Yes.
So what is the calculation like? If they spend more hours, it goes by 100% more?
Yes, it does. So since it's hours used divided by your budget, so they've used 112% of their budget. So meaning that they went over by 70 hours.
Okay, so is that thing what you're saying, the percentage over here?
Yes. That's the number that the 90 to 110%. That's where this comes from right here.
So it's like monthly divided by the hours.
Correct. Yep.
So they don't get the profitability if they're using
Too many hours.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, right, because they're wasting money. It makes sense. So, yeah, so these are your two prime columns that create this. This comes from my budget. This comes from Paycor.
Okay.
And you can see the calculations are in here, so you can see where I pull data in and where I create a calculation. Which I don't know if that's helpful or not.
No, I'm going to see based on this. I'm going to pull the same files if I can, which I think I can write.
Oh yeah, it's just the DSR. This is the 1st through the 24th, the DSP report. That's what that is pulling in there.
Right.
Those are the sales.
So
I just pulled the revenue.
What we'll try to do is we'll try to replicate this one. So if we are successful in replicating this sheet, then it means that we understood the process exactly.
Okay, cool.
Which helps us in building the application.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, we'll make a list of questions.
So can we make it where the one thing you won't be able to replicate is this, obviously.
Yeah.
So that'll have to be something that I load in the beginning of the month or something.
So what we'll do is this field will be flexible.
Right.
For now, let's say we are uploading this sheet. To start with, we will give you these numbers. You can manually enter them.
Right.
Every time you want to manually adjust, you can adjust these fields.
Okay.
We'll give you that option.
Okay, cool.
The only thing which we're concerned is, as you said, we can manipulate these hours. We need to get in the calculations, like what you said, divide by. That's why I'm asking again, why is the prime application and other stuff?
Yeah, this is the big one. I mean, so D is, divided by 28 times the number of days in the month. So it's always going to have to know, like, what day of the month that we're at to calculate this.
Okay, budgeted hours?
So, yeah, but month-to-date budgeted hours. So yesterday, I completed this report yesterday, so it was through the 24th. So month to date through the 24th, they have 994 hours to use. their total budget is 1160. So it is 1160 divided by 28 times 24. It gives me how many days worth of hours they should have used.
Okay.
So is it like not fixed, you say monthly, it can vary over 24 days too.
It could.
So 28 days, 24 hours is what you're taking on average per month.
No, because today, if I were to pull that today, it would be times 25 days because we've used
Right.
25 days in the month. So it's a month to date running. So it always has to know how many days you are in the month. Right. Yeah. It's based on a 4-week period, but it calculates out like that. So, and then this is a real number that I pull in.
So this one you're doing this math here.
Uh-huh.
Let me add the formula there and see, so that 994. Oh, we don't have a number here.
Just delete what's in there because it doesn't like you right now. So this equals this.
By
I
28.
hate your computer. I hate 28 times, because there were 24 days in a month. But if I did it today, so you see it's 994. If I did it today, it would be times 25, and that would change it. So there's your formula.
Okay.
Just let me know when you repeat, right? You just keep your number.
So 28 times 24. If you do it today, it is 25 because we
Right.
finished
It depends
25
on
days.
the number of days.
So you're assuming that you have 4 weeks period of 4 sounds 28 days.
Mhm.
How many hour days we have passed on? You are multiplying with that number.
Yep.
Okay, total actual headcount, budgeted headcount. Now again, this budgeted headcount is again 2.5 month average.
No, the budgeted head count? No,
Yeah,
that's just
so-
head count based on traffic, number of hours. It helps me decide how many people they should have work in the store. And that is that doesn't change very often.
Okay.
So that would be something that could be just loaded,
So,
and the likelihood of it changing
Again,
is slim
this
to none.
field, it should be budgeted headcount should be manually editable
Yep.
field. Sales associate, store, status, market, region, month-to-date revenue generated by that particular employee, number of hours worked, revenue per hour.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, and the only calculation in here is revenue divided by hours, and you can
Right.
see that's in there, and that's it.
Can you also budgeted account with starting budgeted account?
It means how many people you can have working in a store. How many people we say you need to work in a store.
See,
In terms of hours?
In terms of actual bodies. So if I have a store, actual people. So we may have a store where I say you need 10 people. So they build to having 10 people working in that store. It has nothing to do with hours.
Okay, so I see budgeted account is
Yep.
250. So does that?
So that's a total, that looks like a region level. Yeah, that's a region level. You've got this rolled up. Yeah, yeah.
This is
Yeah, and by store, you'll see it when it breaks down, like by store, by, yeah. Yeah, you'll see it could be 5, it could be 10. It varies, not 250. Not one store anyway.
Okay. Total actual returns.
That's their actual people that work in the store. So we take a count of people that are in the store based on what's in paperwork.
Okay, so you also budget that one, and you also find out okay, how many exactly.
Yes. Yep.
Do you take any variance out when you're doing this total actual headcount?
No, those are only associates. There are no managers in here.
Okay.
No one's salaried. This is all hourly people. No one's salaried is in this report. So it's no managers, no MIDs. That's it. Those are the only.
Oh, in the entire labor and staffing report.
Correct. Yeah.
Only hourly people.
Only hourly people. Yep. Only sales associates and team leads.
So now, this is not the goal setting. It's just like these guys should hit this mark.
They have their metrics. They have to hit those. Yes.
Okay. And we are considering only the two. Just the 2 fields out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the monthly budgeted hours and the others.
Right. Either hit it or they don't.
It is a. No, we'll come on to the goals. So it's just the monthly budgeted hours and hours spent also.
Yep.
So we have this prime application conversion, box conversion sorted out.
Yep.
Now we have the VOC burden, that is the
VOC?
VOC.
Yeah, so VOC, our target, we give them, we say they have to hit 5.2. That's a report that comes from T-Mobile. And it's a hard set report.
So
You just.
this is a VOC report.
So I don't know what Rupa pulls in from this report or how does it average over there? I have no idea. This data I only see it in the end form. I don't ever look at it in this format. Good God.
We have more information.
No, guess not.
We'll check with her.
Yeah, ask Rupa. I don't know how she pulls that because is there? No, there's not like a roll-up form, so I don't know what she uses. Because there's all those. Does this like click on this number right here?
Overall
5.
satisfaction.
Click on the 5. Okay, no, it's just a hard 5. I didn't know if it was a. So the goal, however she manipulates this or whatever, it ends up on the leaderboard, but there must be a way she's getting the scores from here, and I don't know what it is, so we can use this.
I remember she told I'll check with her once again.
Okay, yeah, I just don't know how she works that one. This one's weird to me, so yeah. So that one's pretty easy because it is what it is. Like, the number is here, you have to hit that number, and if you don't hit it, you don't get it.
There are a lot of survey questions from that, and I guess it's out of 5.
It is not a 5, it's weird, but the actual goal is 5.4. We let them hit 5.2 to get paid. I don't know why. Yeah, that's what it is. So.
I shouldn't be able to find it.
I agree. So.
Yeah.
I sent the file that you sent to me the other day to Lindsay to put all this information in there. You sent the commissions file to me. I sent it to Lindsay to complete it because that's more her game, not mine. I mean, not that I can't do it, but that's her thing.
Right. No, I think Lindsay is going to be in today, right?
She's here today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So labor and staffing report and quarterly, monthly goals. Okay, Dheeraj, do you have anything else?
Okay. So, now we've done with this, the application conversion, now we know exactly how this part is calculated. Okay. So we know now the commissions how it will be done. Okay. Now the base, which is still not clear, is this part.
That's the easy part.
It's difficult.
That's the easiest part there is. Are you kidding me? Yeah. So the revenue payout portion?
No, 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 not the calculations. I'm talking about the points which are there inside. Now you see sales associate revenue collected.
Yep. So they hit their goal. They get paid 2% of the revenue they generate.
That's fine. I'm talking about how we decide that this is will be the revenue goal for the sales associate.
Oh,
You
we already
remember
have that,
the
right?
file that we opened earlier?
It's based on full-time, part-time. So when I send someone, when I give Lindsay the quota goals today, the revenue goals, she loads them into the DSR today, as it is right now, and it does a calculation based on your full-time or part-time status. It's 80% for a part-time person and 100% for a full-time person, and that gives you your goal for the month.
So is that because the number of parameters, the box scores, the revenue goals, and the destination is it in a single file? Everything what we have.
It is in a single file. So if you go to the DSP today and pull down one store and then drill down, you'll see each individual sales rep, and then you see
Don, what is
all
the
of their
template
goals.
name?
What?
What is the template name where store manager enters the sales rep name and it automatically calculates the Excel spreadsheet?
That's in the DSR. So isn't that the commission tracker? I don't know. I don't know which one you're referring to, because that doesn't do it like that. The sales manager doesn't do anything with the goals.
Okay.
Lindsay does it all.
Okay.
Lindsay puts it into the system and it calculates automatically. So when they go in and look at the DSR as a sales rep, I can see my August goal. When I look at August 1st through the 31st, I can see my whole goal. So go to here, click store, pick any store, doesn't really matter, sure, great. Run from the 1st through the 31st. Actually, it doesn't matter, you can just run it from there. It'll show you your end of month goal. So once she loads the information in, the calculation is already set based on employees that are attached to the store in the system. And your full-time or part-time status, it either gives you 80% or 100%. So you can see that their end of month, here's their box goals based on the information that I give to Lindsay. And if you go this way, their revenue goals are over here. So their total end of month revenue goal, that's each individual's revenue goal. I know that's a Brent thing on the background. I have no idea. Once Lindsay loads in, it just does its thing. I have no clue.
What calculation?
So, for example, as you said, now there is one thing which calculates automatically the goals. Right? We at this agency.
Don is setting goals per store.
Yep.
Okay. Let's say there are 10 employees. Only the RSA and STL. Don't consider MID, don't consider interim store manager or store manager. Only RSAs and STLs.
Yep.
If they're full-time, it is 1 multiplied by 1. And if it is part-time, it is 0.8.
Yep. Yes. So that's the calculation. So I give you, so I turn in $1,000 goal for a store. There's 5 employees in that store. Based on if there, let's say there's 2 full-time and 3 part-time, these would each get the multiplier of 1. So this is divided by 5, so it's 200. So they get 200 each, and then they get, what's 80% of 200? 120? Something like that. Right, yeah. So that's how that works out. 160. Whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's how. So we provide the store goal, and the system breaks it down into the individual person goal.
So you know the stores, and it's the prime basic division is just the part-time and full-time.
Yes. And then there's like, did Lindsay talk to you about the caveat with new hires when they don't get a goal for whatever? Okay. All right.
It's total, it's enter divided by the number of employees.
Yep.
And then it is divided by the part-time and full-time.
Correct.
So full-time.
So this is the same DSP, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's the DSP. It's just at a store level.
right.
Yeah. That was like August or something.
And for the store goal is set and then it is divided by the number of employees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then broken down by type.
Okay. Now the store goal in terms of revenue and in terms of box.
Both. It does both, because we give a box goal and we give a revenue goal, and then it calculates it out.
Okay.
So it does both.
Box goals. And then this one also.
Correct.
Okay. Now this is entered manually.
Lindsay uploads those manually today, yes.
And what's the base for the calculation? Do we need to have it in a system?
For which
You
calculation?
just see the reports. You see
Yeah, I give her my report, so from the quota file that he was looking at, I give it to Lindsay. She uploads the box goals, the revenue goals, the postpaid, the prepaid, and the upgrade goal from that file.
So this is the one.
Not that one, nope.
No, I mean the file which we were talking earlier. Let's say we have 4 employees. You enter the employee name here and the full-time or part-time. This has the calculation already built in.
Okay.
Yeah, this one does, but as
Right.
far as what's in our DSR so they can see their goals,
Mhm.
they don't get it here. This has
Okay.
nothing to do
Yeah.
with that. It's all in the system.
Okay.
This is just an extra tracking sheet that they use on a daily basis
Mm-hmm.
to speak to their employees. This is a manager tool.
Okay.
So, do you have a matrix or just like she sees the BI report, okay, she sees the performance of each stores and then she enters it. So, for example, just based on whatever BI reports like the file which you see right now, you show me this one, right?
Right.
She just sees this one, what is the performance, and then build down per store, per each employee, and then decides something.
She doesn't. She just loads the information by store. She takes revenue and box by store, and then she takes these individual, not those, but the individual, this postpaid, upgrade, and prepaid, and those are the numbers that she loads into the DSR, and then it does its calculations to work it out by sales rep. It drills down by sales rep.
So it decides the goals.
Yes. Today, that's what the current system does. Yes. It doesn't determine the store goal, it determines the individual's goal.
The store goal is the mandate.
Yes. The store, the revenue goal, the box goal, and all the postpaid, prepaid, and upgrades, I create that. And then Lindsay loads it, and then the system does its magic.
Postpaid that comes in the box.
It's yes, it's part of the box goals. It's in that file that quota file.
So you do this post box goals and then labels, that's it.
Mhm.
Applications and only per store.
Yes, per store.
Also, and then we have this matrix for to divide.
Yes.
So, isn't there a clash between what you said, because you say if I have 30 box goals set for a store, okay, there are 4 elements. Now, based on the previous year's performance, previous month's performance, one sales rep is doing well. So is it the DSI which actually calculates, okay, this for him, since he has out of 20, he's always touching 7, 8, 10, so he should be doing more.
Yeah.
No, it's purely
Purely based on full-time, part-time. Yep. Makes it nice and easy.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Now we're clear on at least the box rules and the store boxes. Okay, and then it sums up to the market.
Yep, it all rolls up to the market.
And then to the region.
Yes,
And then to the corporate.
right.
So everything
That's right, yeah, there's the
starting
hierarchy.
from dealer code. That is at the RSA level.
Do you have the current
Good.
hierarchy that's changing for September? So all the stores in Columbus that are changing and the breakout for Florida? I'll send it to you. Okay. I have it. I just
So-
it changes all the time. It's a nightmare.
So are we creating them as a separate market, or
We created a separate market for
so this is
for
a
Florida.
25th market?
23rd, 25th. I don't think we have 25, do we?
Yeah. I was in 24.
I don't know what we have. Is this the right one? This is not the right one.
We have 24.
I don't know.
I mean, considering corporate as
don't,
separate.
yeah, don't count that. So
Otherwise,
Florida's going
20.
to break into two, and Columbus is now named Columbus North and Columbus South. Which is awesome.
Only the naming convention is changing, or anything?
Stores are moving. Here. What's the issue? Why can't I open this?
Is the employee hierarchy also changing, or will it be the same?
Well, the employee, what do you mean?
Yeah.
The employees are tied to their store, so.
Right. Are we adding any mid-level positions, RSA, STL?
Not right now. That should all stay the same.
So this comes into effect from next week then, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll.
Columbus North, Columbus South, Maui, just different people changing.
Mhm.
Georgia.
So that is
And
the
that's
updated current list?
Yes, this is the upgraded current list with Brian, the Florida portion broken out here. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, what else did I see? 'Cause I don't know, I got a ton of stuff to do. And I'm leaving, so which sucks. I hate traveling.
Oh, so we reached our magic number 200.
No, not yet. The stores are listed in there, they're not all open.
Okay.
So you have every store that's going to open. So Wentzville opened Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Van Dyke is opening the second week of September. And then the Chicago store is supposed to open sometime in October. And that Chicago store is going to be our 200th store. But they are all listed in here
Okay.
because
So-
they're about to open.
Okay, now we have the region.
Yep, they're all right.
So region with the region director's name.
That's how I
Yeah.
track them.
Yeah. So and market Arizona open means we don't have any market manager for that territory. Okay.
We have recently just hired all the open positions, so I will
Okay.
be filling that in soon. But I don't know how you guys, if you keep the names in there or not. That is a big thing for
Okay.
our leaders,
No.
is that the names are present.
Right. What we are doing is we have the market name listed, and market manager will be tied to the market name.
Gotcha.
Let's say, and when we are tying only the employee ID. That is the way we track all the activity of that particular employee
Cool.
in the system.
Awesome. That should be nice and easy.
Yep.
Anything else you want to share regarding the codes? Is it simple?
I don't think so. It's simple. I mean, it seems simple because, I create it and then it does its magic on the back end. I don't know. That is incredibly simple to me.
It
No,
should be more
it's not that
simple.
complicated. It really isn't that complicated. I mean, it's, we take a number and then we break it out by employees.
Right.
It isn't like, there's not rocket science behind it. It's pretty straightforward when you look at just looking at numbers and splitting them up. The difficulty pieces are making sure the data is there to calculate the commission side of it from those metrics that we talked about, and making sure all that lives in that commission piece that shows them real-time information. So that's the hard part. So, all right. Well, if you guys have more questions, let me know. I'm gonna go
When
do
is the
some
next
recording.
available date?
Tuesday?
Next week Tuesday.
Yeah. Maybe Tuesday. Tuesday. Yeah. And anything you're asking me, Lindsay,
Yeah.
it is this is her world. Like commissions is her world. She knows all this stuff, how she loads it into the DSR, what it does, all those calculations. So you can use her as well. Then I'll be back in the office on Tuesday. We have the all hands call on Wednesday, so I'll be scrambling around getting a little bit of data and catching up on Tuesday. But I'll work it out. I'll do the best I can to get you guys whatever you need. And you can always, if you have a question, just shoot me an email and
Sure.
I'll answer you while I'm gone because that's easy to do. So okay.
All right. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
John.
guys. You're welcome.
So, what files you've done? What files you need? More information?
This package commissions. Comes with the business records.
Hmm. एक एक करके ये शीट बना रहा हूँ मैं. हम्म. अरे यहाँ पे डेली गोल्स होना था. वो डेली गोल्स का डेटा किधर है? हाँ किधर?
रिसेंट में है ना, रिसेंट में मिल जाएगा. The Excel sheet in the recent.
quota goals.
Okay, I guess September goals for the same app. I don't have the updated columns.
Yeah,
DA makes an essential step.
it will be in the same folder. It will be in the same folder.
I don't know. The month to date conversion कैसा फाइल में
एक मिनट, फाइल ओपन करके देखते हैं एक एक करके. No. Mhm. Okay. क्या होना है? मंथ टू डेट. Okay. Month to date. Yes. August labor report.
Okay. I see this labor staffing report जो है ना, उसमें जो था हमें ये फाइल है ये नहीं
कौन सा रिपोर्ट में?
लेबर स्टाफिंग रिपोर्ट
कमीशंस लेबर एंड स्टाफिंग रिपोर्ट. हाँ, इसमें क्या है?
DEF मिसिंग है.
है ना? बी है, ई है, एफ है, जी है, एच है, आई है. या
कैसे
इसको सेलेक्ट करके अनहाइड करने का.
कौन सा करके
Close that file. Open that file. Install Google Drive, man. Okay.